Hello everybody, and we would like to welcome you guys to Alan J. McDonald number 2, where today's game features the Brockville Braves and your Nepean Raiders. Okay, for the starting goalies for the Brockville Braves is Zan Spinalio. He is 0-2 on the year. He has a 5.29 goals against average, and we would like to get these numbers back down. And the starting goalie for the Raiders is Brady McEwen. He made 38 saves in a 38 of 43 shots in a losing effort to the Smiths Falls Bears. And with the game all set to go, let's do this. Let's get underway right now. All right, so Papineau will go ahead and take the face-off against Aiden Corlin. Aiden Corlin will go ahead and win the face-off. And going back in was Blake Power for the Braves. And appeared in was Brandon Reinich. And it will be an offside at the start of the game. 14 seconds in. And yeah, already we got a stoppage. All right, and the face-off will be won again by the Brockville Braves as Spinello will have this scored free for the Braves. And going back in was Brandon Reinisch now for the Raiders. Reinisch, and going back was Liam Cardiff for the Braves, and he'll slide this one into Raiders territory. And it's Jackson Arango. That's a native of Ottawa, Ontario. Then 50 seconds into this first period, nothing on the score yet. And we have Papineau. He had 2 goals on the game against the Navan Grads. As Leighton McLean now for the Raiders. Back to Bill Dixon, and that one was blocked. And Leighton McLean, he got a goal and an assist against his former team, the Smiths Falls Bears. To William Dixon now, a shot, and that one is stopped by Spinile. And that one gets cleared in. And he's waiting for the Raiders to get set up, and now it does. Going in was Curtis Sturgeon. Sturgeon takes a shot, and Spinile will make the save. Sturgeon again, and that one is given up by Lucas Culhane. Here's Culhane now for the Braves, using some speed, but he fails to do so. And here comes Papineau with the shot, and that one whistles wide of the net. Here's Dixon. Going back was Nick Hoban. Hoban, he's one of the experienced players for the Raiders. And here comes Gabe Williams now, and McEwen sprawls down. He'll make the save. And that one, that's a pad save. And what was back in was Peter Friel. And McEwen will hold on, and he'll hang on with 17:38 left to go in the first period. How about that sprawling stick save he made off of Gabe Williams? That's one of the highlights of the day. And the face-off will be won by the Braves, and McEwen will go ahead and cover up for the face-off. 17:36. And that one will be won by the Braves. Spencer Stauntz now for the Braves, and that one will stop by Brady McEwen. Sturgeon now for the Raiders. Sturgeon. And going back was McGurn. Sturgeon. Ooh, and that one was a giveaway. And ooh, having in battle was Nolan DeFazio, and offside will be waved off. Dylan Perron now for the Raiders. And Liam Reed. And he's and he's not related to Josh Reed. Dylan Perron now for the Raiders. There's a shot, and Spaniel will make the save off of Wayne. And the battle continues in Brockville territory. And Brockville is 0-5 to start off the year, as Streska. And moving in was Liam Reed now for the Braves. A long lead pass to Liam Carta, but that fails. And goes into Peter Friel for the Raiders. Friel with the shot right on! And Zane Spaniel makes the save, and he hangs on with 16:06 left to go in this first period. Right, so that's Spaniel. The face-off will be to the right side, and face-off will be won by the Braves. And going in was Landon Hackler. Back over to Nick Holben. It's still in Brockville territory. And slowly up and in. And Landon Hackler. And the Brockville Braves are trying to get out of their own zone. Hoping to do so, and yes, they will. Oh, and almost a huge hit for Nick Holben. Here's Lucas Culhane now for the Braves. Culhane now, and that one was blocked in. There's Brandon Reinish now for the Raiders. Over to Nick Papineau. Papineau goes around Blake Lade. Blake Lade is a native of Cottage Grove, Minnesota. And that one goes into Owen Watson now, the former Smiths Falls Bear. And that one is gloved down by Brady McEwen, and he hangs on with 14:56 left to go in this first period, and it's nothing. So changes to be made, and Raiders will go ahead and win that face-off. Goes over to Blake Lade now. And waiting for someone to pass to, and he does. McLean now for the Raiders. And that one leaves it back in for Curtis Sturgeon. And the shot by Marty Magaletta is stopped. Rebound. And yes, and goes up and over. With 14:30 left to go in this first period, it is, yet to see a goal. And the face-off has been won by the Raiders. And up and over to Keyshawn Thompson, native of L'Assomption, Quebec. And going tumbling was Thompson himself. And that one is offside. And some more, we got Gabe Williams. He's a native of Kingston, Ontario. And not so sure on what teams he has played for prior to playing for the Braves. Sturgeon will win the face-off for the Raiders. And back in was, Bell. Oh, yeah, Bell is number 55 for the Raiders. Sturgeon now, and that one is stopped. And Spaniel will hang on. And with 13:53 left to go in this first period. And providing play-by-play is Romano DeFranco. And I'll be doing so for this afternoon's game. And we hope we got lots to talk about for the first period intermission coming up in a moment. And Brockville will win the face-off cleanly. And the battle continues, and they'll get out of zone. They do. Bell, he'll send this one back to the Brockville zone. And yeah, Bell he's one of the newcomers for the Nepean Raiders. And they just signed him prior to this game. And going back was Owen Watson now, and no problem there for Brady McEwen. And an offside has indeed been waved off. And and going tumbling in was Will Dixon. And the puck battle continues in the Brockville Brave zone. Riley Streska trying to get that back in, and he does. And this Spencer Stonts now for the Braves, as Brady McEwen goes out to play the puck for the Raiders. Late now, and that one goes in. And number 65 is Marcus Morey, a native of Campbell, Ontario. And almost that was this. And Nolan DeFazio now the shot. That one is stopped. And having this was Zach Benares. Benares, as he's in battle now with Kendall Geyer for the Raiders. 7 minutes into this first period, we have yet to see a goal. Nick Hoban for the Raiders. And that one goes back. It's Lance Brown now for the Braves. Here's Lucas Colhane. Colhane now, and he was not ready for that pass. Would have resulted in a good scoring chance. Blake Power now for the Braves, and that one was wide of the net. All right, the Raiders will get the puck out of their own zone, and they do. And here's Friel now for the Raiders, and that one whistled wide of the net. As Zane Spinile will hang on with 11:13 left to go in this first period. He is being backed up by Dax Easter. The Brockville Braves had just acquired Easter from the Cornwall Colts. And the faceoff is won by the Raiders. Bell with the shot, and that one is stopped by Spinile. And Bell. And that one goes in. No, thought that was offside. So I guess nothing really called about that. Face off to the blue line. Raiders win. Kendall Geyer will moose it back to Marty Megaletta. This one goes back in behind the Raiders net. And dangerous play by Brady McEwen. And that could have resulted in a goal against. But thankfully, though, they held off anything else. And there will be no icing on this one. And Josh Reed, the captain, moves it back to Gear. Gear, the shot, and that one goes nowhere. And this is a great chance now for Eccleston. Eccleston at the shot, and that one is turned aside by McEwen. And the rebound, and is blocked. Megaletta, and he's being watched in by Kiminali Eccleston. And puck battle continues in behind the net. And the Braves are going to have to regroup. And it'll be stopped. And as for Kimani Eccleston, he's a native of Brampton, Ontario. He was born in August 2nd, 2007. One of the youngest. Papineau wins the face-off. And Dixon at the shot. And they score! William Dixon took the shot. And it may have been deflected in. And for the first time since game 1 of the season, the Raiders have the lead. All right. So 1-0 for the Nepean Raiders. All right, so Nick Papineau getting the goal. It's his 3rd goal of the season. Yep, and that one was assisted from William Dixon. And that's a great way to start off the game for the Raiders. And here comes Lucas Culhane now for the Braves. And he'll drop this back for Lance Brown. Brown goes back into John Lumsden now for the Raiders. Over to Curtis Sturgeon now for the Raiders. Sturgeon, he'll make a couple moves and takes a shot. And that one is blocked. 1-0 Nepean Raiders on a goal from Nick Papineau. Alright, going to that was Blake Power. Lucas Culhane now, the captain for the Braves. It was Nick Sinani. Nick Sinani, he scored his first career CCHL goal in the previous game against the Smiths Falls Bears. Oh, what a move, and Brady McEwen makes the save off of Liam Carden. And it'll keep this one at 1-0 with 8:16 to go. Right, and the Brockville Braves will win the face-off. And the puck goes all the way to Brockville territory with icing being waved off, and was Riley Streska now for the Raiders. Streska, as Nolan DeFazio, I think, was in puck battle with Liam Cardiff. And what a move! Spinile makes a sprawling save off of Riley Streska. And Streska, back in was Dylan Perron for the Raiders. And this is a great move from Streska. Back to was Seamus Lockhart now for the Raiders. Lockhart, and that one was whistled wide of the net. And back with Streska. Back to Hoban. Hoban, as he's now being watched in by Liam Cardiff. Hoban takes the shot, and that one missed the net. Hoban again, and that one goes off the post and in. 2-0 Raiders. As Nick Hoban with the rocket. Once, like I said, makes it 2-0 Raiders. Great start. All right, so we'll have to wait to, we'll see if we can get things organized. And yes, they do. And Nick Holben will win the face-off. Yeah, he's the one that made it 2-0 for the Raiders. And we had something wrong with the score clock, but it seems to be working now. Yes, Caleb McCauley for the Braves. And he'll steer this one aside to Eccleston. And McEwen will hang on. And he'll hang on with 6:44 left to go in this first period. All right. That's right. And Lance Brown, he's a native of Amherst-U, Ontario. And Stantz will get tossed from the face-off, and Holben will win the face-off. That was a nice dump in by Kendall Geyer. And Shaw Thompson now for the Braves. Oh, and there's going to be a hooking penalty being called on the play. And it is going to Nick Holben. Or excuse me, Peter Friel, correction there. And he'll get the gate for the hook. And the Brockville Braves are looking to get on the scoreboard. Can they do it? Or will the Raiders' penalty kill come up clutch again? All right, so the face-off will be won by the Brockville Braves. Barrett, that's number 12 for the Braves. And nice work from the Braves, but penalty time is ticking down. And with 1:36 left to go into the Brockville Braves power play. And missing that was Aiden Corlon. Here's Josh Reed now for the Raiders. Farnoff now for the Braves. Goes back to Lucas Culhane, the captain. Cardiff. And that was a nice clear by Nick Papineau. And Raiders will go off for a line change as a reward for that. And with 1:05 left to go, into the penalty to Peter Friel. And Nick Holben gets his first career CCHL goal. And move in. Back over to Barrett for the Braves. Barrett over to Benares. McEwen makes some pretty great saves from Zach Benares. And the Braves will go off on a line change of their own. 35 seconds left to go in this Brockville Braves power play. Sorry about that there, folks. McCauley now for the Braves. He's looking for his lineman to get set up, and he does. And here's Benares now for the Braves as this one goes up into the Nepean bench. With 4:43 left to go in this first period, it is 2-0 Raiders. And could they hold on to it in the final 13 seconds? Only time will tell. Here's Power now for the Braves. Shot right on, and McEwen holds on with his chest. And he'll make that save off of Blake Power. Here's Brockville Braves will win the face-off. And Brockville is 0 for 1 with the man advantage as the penalty expires. And that one whistled wide at the net. Right on, and McEwen makes that save off his left arm. And Hubin will send that one back to the Brockville Braves territory. 2-0 Raiders. Benares Over to Nick Sinani now for the Raiders. Sinani takes the shot, and I think Zane Spinile got a piece of it. And that one goes back into the Raiders' territory. Long lead pass was John Lumsden, and he was going to get it to Riley Streska now for the Raiders. Zilkson with a shot, and that one save, rebound. And Jackson Arango now for the Braves. Over to Sinani. Sinani now for the Raiders. And he's a long lead pass to Nick Papino. Back to the Braves territory. Over to Brandon Reinish. And he'll drop this one back. And Gabe Williams is now in puck battle with John Lumsden. He'll go back. And it was a brief fall over. And Caden Butler now for the Brockville Braves. Butler, and he falls down to the ice. And knocking him down was Seamus Lockhart. Lockhart now for the Raiders. Almost a nothing play. Brandon Reinish now for the Raiders. The Braves will get the chance to reset. Moves it back to Nepean territory, and McEwen goes out to play it, and he'll move this one to Reinish. And Caleb McCauley will set this one back to Blake Power. There's Culhane, the captain for the Braves. Almost a giveaway there, and Blake Power will make a couple moves, and pad save made by Brady McEwen. And he'll send this one back to Marty Magaletta. Magaletta now for the Raiders. And with 1:33 left to go this first period, it is 2-0 Raiders. Here's Friel now for the Raiders. And that one goes in on the offside. Alright, so the Raiders, they killed off their penalty to Peter Friel earlier in the period. And like I said before, that should give the Raiders a boost into the standings in that penalty kill department. And Nepean's in 7th place in the penalty kill department, but still very close to the top 5. Shot right on, and a save made by McEwen, and wait, that's in. That's in. It looked though as Brady McEwen made the save, but he did not. And getting the goal was Kimani Eccleston, and the Brockville Braves have cut the lead in half. All right, so a minute left to go in this first period. It is 2-1 now for the Raiders. They lead. Papineau for the Raiders. And going back in was Kendall Geyer. Up over to Reed for the Raiders. There's Papineau. Said that went back to John Lumsden. Nick Papineau, he has 3 goals on the year. That one just came in the first period. Or earlier in that period, as I should say. Sturgeon is in puck battle with Caden Bowler. Hobin over to Will Dixon. Will Dixon back over to Hobin. Hobin. And that will just about do it for this first period as the Nepean Raiders lead this one 2-1. And like I said before, this is the first time since game 1 of the season that the Raiders own a lead in a game. So once again, fair play to the Raiders. Nick Hobin and Nicholas Papineau getting the 2 goals that they need, and Kimani Eccleston, the Brampton, Ontario native, gets the only goal in that period for the Brockville Braves. Okay, and that's where we stand as of right now. And as for the Ottawa 67s of the OHL, they were coming off a tough 5-2 loss against the Peterborough Petes. They'll be back at it at the arena at TD Place on Saturday afternoon against the Sudbury Wolves. And as for this Peterborough Petes team, this was the exact same team that knocked the Ottawa 67s out of the playoffs in the second round last spring. And like I said before, the Raiders have a 2-1 lead in courtesy of goals from Papineau and Hobin, and the only goal, like I said before, comes from Kimani Eccleston, and that's where we currently stand as of right now. We'll go ahead and take a quick pause, and when we come back, we'll have the call for the second period. I'm Romano DeFranco for play-by-play for today's game. All right, hello everybody, and we would like to welcome you to Alan J. McDonald number 2 for today's game that features the Nepean Raiders and the Brockville Braves. Okay, I'm Romano DeFranco, and I'm providing the play-by-play for today's game. It is 2-1 Raiders thanks to goals from Nick Papineau and Nick Hobin. Yes, Nick Hobin and Nick Papineau got the goals for the Raiders. The only goal for the Brockville Braves in that period was from Kimani Eccleston. And now we would continue on with this second period for the Raiders. They killed off a penalty, and that was one against Peter Friel. So congratulations to the Raiders for killing off that penalty in the first period. And now let's begin this second period. All right, so this one goes back into Braves territory as Macaletta now for the Raiders over to Reed, and that one whistled wide of the net. Shot, and that one is gloved down by Spinallo. Spinallo? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, folks. Yeah. And the face-off will be to his right, as Nick Papineau will take the face-off against Aiden Carlon. And Carlon has 4 goals this year for the Braves, but only problem is he's in one of the top 5 players in penalty minutes, and he would like to stay out of the penalty box. And this one goes back into Nepean territory. Up shot, and Brady McEwen makes the save. And he'll hang on with 19:18 left to go in the second period. Raiders have a 2-1 lead. Braves with the shot again, and McEwen will make the save. This happened just 3 seconds into that most recent one, and they'll do it again. Brock will miss the face-off, and Benares will miss the net. Sturgeon. And he'll move one back to Nick Sinani. In puck battle now, as that one will go back to Barrett for the Braves. Once again, Barrett is number 12 for the Braves. Okay, I got that. All right, and this one will go back so the Braves can reset. And Will Dixon will get back in for the Raiders. Dixon up over to Leighton McLean now for the Raiders. McLean is watched in, shot, and Spinell will make the save on Leighton McLean, denying McLean his second goal of the season. Seamus Lockhart now for the Raiders. Shot right on, and that one is blocked. And coming back in was Marcus Mori now for the Braves. Oh, and he goes falling down, but he gets back up. And that was Eccleston. He got the only goal for the Braves. Here's Nick Hoban up over to Seamus Lockhart, and that one is stopped. Friel, and that one is given up by Eccleston. And the Raiders look to restart. And over to Seamus Lockhart. There's Holden. And play is stopped. It is 2-1 Raiders. Yep. And the face-off will be right in front of the Nepean Raiders bench. And Papineau is going to be taking the face-off against Carlon, and Carlon will win the face-off. Goes over to Liam Reed now for the Brockville Braves. Shot right on, and Brady McEwen with the glove save. And he's once again here to bail out the Raiders when needed. Brockville will win the face-off, and that one blocked. And going back in was Papineau now for the Raiders. Goes back over to Magaleta. Up over to Josh Reed now for the Raiders. Reed. And we'll move back to Kendall Geyer. And the battle continues as Papineau now for the Raiders. Over to Magaleta. That one stays in Nepean territory. Shot, and that one is blocked by McEwen. Rebound! The rebound goes wide of the net. And some great saves by the former Carleton Place Canadian, Brady McEwen. Raiders will go ahead and win the face-off. Goes up over to Barrett now for the Braves. Barrett. There, stops, save made. Brady McEwen, rebound. It's a mad scramble, and McEwen makes the save for Nepean. All right, and the Raiders offense will reset from there. Geyer, and that one goes into Brockville territory. DeFazio now for the Raiders. What a move! And Spinell makes the save. Nice scoring chance for Nolan DeFazio. And That one goes over to Karadoff now for the Brockville Braves. Here's Lucas Culhane now for the Brockville Braves. And that one, yes, for McEwen. Here's Dixon now for the Raiders. Dixon. And he'll makes it back to Brockville territory. Goes back to Marcus Maury now for the Braves. All right, over to DeFazio, the great scoring chance, but he was robbed. And that one is over to Dylan Perron. Perron now for the Raiders. Goes over to Seamus Lockhart. Ooh, Curtis Sturgeon goes tumbling. And Lockhart, Perron couldn't find it. As Seamus Lockhart will make a nice clear. Lockhart, and he's looking for somebody to pass to, but he couldn't because Eccleston isn't in his watch. Sturgeon now for the Raiders. And the Raiders are going to try to get it out of their own zone. They do. Nick Cincinnati now as goes over to Sturgeon. Makes it back to Leighton McLean. Over to Cincinnati now for the Raiders. And Aiden Carolone with a move. And that was a nice save by Brady McEwen off of Aiden Coralon. And he'll keep this one in a 2-1 game. Shot again, and McEwen makes a save, and they make sure that does not go in. So Kendall Geyer now for the Raiders. Goes over to Owen Watson. Watson with a move, and a glove save made by Brady McEwen off of Owen Watson. Yeah. All right, so the Raiders' next game will be next week on Sunday, October 8th against the Navan Grads. It will be at the Bell Sensplex Canadian Tire Arena in Canada. And that one goes back over to, and he was trying to play that one to Peter Friel, but he does not like that icing call. But nonetheless, there will be a face-off to Nepean territory. Hey, for whatever reason, we heard happy birthday, eh? But we'll see who that was. And that one is in behind the net, and going back in was Owen Watson. Ooh, the check was Benares. All right, and John Lumsden now for the Raiders. Lumsden goes up over to Friel. Nick Hoban, and he got the second goal for the Raiders. Hoban. Hoban again for the Raiders. Oh. And we'll get a stoppage here. It is 2-1 Raiders with 12:27 left to go in this second period. And the Raiders are looking to add to the Brockville Braves' misery here. And if they do that, then the Raiders could win their first game of the year. Only time will tell. There's McCauley now for the Braves. Up over to Cardiff at the shot. That one is blocked. Rebound. They all go scrambling, and Brady McEwen covered up in time. And he'll keep this a 2-1 game for the Raiders. And McEwen's hoping to get back up, and he does. Make sure he's not shaken up on the play. All right, so I'm Romano DeFranco, and I'll be providing some play-by-play for today's game against the Raiders and the Braves at Allen J. McDonald number 2. And here's Papineau. Papineau, oh my God, what a move! And that was a nice save made by Zane Spinall, and he made off of Nick Papineau, denying him his second goal of the game. And the face-off is won by Josh Reed. Seamus Lockhart, that one is blocked. And goes back to Liam Carneff. Oh, and missing that one was Lucas Culhane. That one goes back. And we get a stoppage here. I don't know what that was. Oh, there's a penalty call to the Braves, and Caleb McCauley is going to the box. And the Raiders are going to their first power play of the game. Galetta now for the Raiders. McLean takes a shot, and a glove save made by Zane Spinall. And the Raiders will start again. That's how you pronounce his name. Spaniel. Okay. Thank you. Here's Magaletta. Up over to Leighton McLean. Magaletta makes his move, and Spaniel will make the save. And that will result in a face-off with 11:13 left to go in this second period. Raiders with a 2-1 lead. All right, so the puck battle will continue into Brockville Braves territory. Whoa! And that could have resulted in a goal on a long range, but Hewen was able to make that save. As Sinani now for the Raiders, offside waved off. Magaletta makes his wait. Magaletta over to Sinani. McLean now for the Raiders. McLean spinning over to Sinani. He's waiting for it to make some moves. And they do. And they score! Leighton McLean taking the shot, and it was deflected in by Josh Reed. And the Nepean Raiders have their 2-goal lead back again. So Josh Reed gets his 3rd of the year, and whoa, he's been red hot as of late. 6 points in 6 games. Wow. All right, so Josh Reed from Leighton McLean and Nick Sinani, and that one on the power play. So. Right, it is now a 3-1 lead for the Raiders. Goes over to Dixon now. Whoa! And that was almost a giveaway, as that one went in behind Lance Brown. There's a puck battle in behind the Raiders' net. And all right, Sturgeon. And goes it back to Nolan DeFazio. There's DeFazio for the Raiders. And Spaniel makes a save. And Spencer Stones now for the Braves. And that one goes back in behind the Raiders' net. And all right, drops it back over to Dylan Perron for the Raiders. Nick Holben. Oh, and the Raiders got to get back for on a delayed offside. All's good. And here's the shot, and taking that was a nice chance there for Landon Hackler. And Spaniel was able to make that save. And here's Williams now, and that one is stopped by Brady McEwen. And that one goes back to the Braves. And whoa! That was a great goal by Kimani Eccleston with his second goal of the game. And once again, the Brockville Braves are within one. And okay, I guess we got an injury here as Zane Spaniel is hurt. Oh, I really hope it's nothing too serious. Oh yeah, it was an equipment problem. Okay, thank you. Yeah, but yeah, we're still waiting to hear on what happened, so. Yes. So we're gonna wait and see on what it is. Regardless of that, Eccleston with his second goal of the game makes it. Oh. Okay. Thanks. All right. So we got a almost a 2-minute delay. Zan Spaniel had an issue with his skate. Play continues. And Eccleston with his second goal of the game. And he makes it 3-2 for the Raiders. They lead. Here's Owen Watson. Lots of shots, but no results so far. But he is offside. And Owen Watson disagrees with the call. But nonetheless, there will be a face-off in the blue line of the Raiders' territory. Here's Seamus Lockhart. Moves it on over to, and Spaniel will make the save, and he'll hang on with 8:08 left to go in period number 2. Raiders lead 3-2. And there will be a face-off into his right. Papino wins the face-off. Oh, and that one goes off the glove of Spaniel, goes out. Could have resulted in a 4-2 lead. As Papino goes it back over to Brandon Reinish, and he scores! Brandon Reinish on a nice feed from Nick Papino, and the Raiders, for the 3rd time in the game, are up by 2. Right, and the Raiders will win the face-off. Goes over to Leighton McLean, over to Sturgeon, and he missed the net. Oh, nice chance there. Chance again, and that one is blocked. Leighton McLean shooting, and a glove save made by Spaniel. And he'll keep this one a 4-2 lead for the Raiders. Right, and the face-off will be won by the Braves. Sturgeon goes up over to Lumsden for the Raiders. Sturgeon again. Oh, and that one goes up to the Brockville Braves territory for icing. And it is 4-2 in courtesy of that goal from Brandon Reinich. And he makes this one a 4-2 game. Face-off one, and whoa, what a goal by Owen Watson! And once again, it's a one-goal game. All right, so the former Smiths Falls Bears, Owen Watson, makes this a 4-3 game. And it's a nice couple moves by Nolan DeFazio shooting, and a nice save made by Spaniel. And here's Dylan Perron. With 6:50 left to go, the second period. Nepean has a 4-3 lead. DeFazio over to Riley Streska. Streska, and that one problem for the Brockville goalie. Up over to Streska for the Raiders. Streska, that one was blocked by Blake Power. Blake Power now for the Braves. Goes up over to Benares. And McEwen. Oh, it almost. Oh, too many men here. Crowd won a penalty, but play will continue. And as the Braves will get back to Jackson Urbano. Oh, to Barrett. Barrett takes a shot. Whoa, and some nice saves by Brady McEwen. Braves will look to reset again. Oh, and missing that pass was Bowler. He gets one now as McEwen will hang on with 5:35 left to go in this second period. Raiders have a 4-3 lead. And the face-off will be won by the Nepean Raiders. As Cuban now steers that one up to Barrett. Here's Barrett now for the Brockville Braves. He's been all around the net but can't seem to score. Oh, and save made by Brady McEwen, and that one stays in McEwen Raiders territory. And that was a nice pad save made by Brady McEwen. And the puck battle continues as Nick Holben, yes, he'll score that one free. Holben now for the Raiders. Here's Friel. Oh, all he could find on that one-timer was air. Williams. And here's some spanning of the sticks from the Brockville Braves. Back over to Seamus Lockhart. Ooh. And there comes Liam Cardiff now. And that one is easy as it gets for Brady McEwen. Over to Reinish. And so the Braves will get the chance to reset with 4 minutes left to go with the second period. Raiders have a 4-3 lead. And here's Reed with the shot. That one is blocked. Reed over to... Oh, he was trying to find Papineau, but he couldn't find him. As the puck battle continues into the Brockville Braves zone. Reinish up and over to Papineau. He avoids that big hit to the boards by Caleb McCauley. Brandon Reinish, T-spot going in front of the net, and that one is stopped. And holding in was Bell. Brockville shot right on, and Brady McEwen was able to make the save. Yep. He's hoping to keep his team in the game. And with 3 minutes left to go in the second period, 4-3 Raiders. Lockhart shot, and that one is turned aside by Spaniel. Goes up over to Seamus Lockhart. Lockhart goes up over to Sturgeon. And falling down was Nolan DeFazio. But at least he did get back up. Benares. One-timer and a save made by Brady McEwen. And the crowd loving every moment of it. Once again, McEwen was able to make that save. So the Raiders will win the face-off, and almost losing his footing was Curtis Sturgeon, and McLean with a long clear. That one is gloved down by Spaniel, and he hangs on with 2:18 left to go in the second period. Nice scoring chances for the Brockville Braves, and Brady McEwen he was able to close the door. Lockhart goes over to Dixon, up over to Lumsden, as Spaniel's out to play the puck for Brockville. Lucas Culhane, he'll send this one back to Eccleston. He's got 2 goals of the afternoon, and he's looking to get another one. That will complete the hat trick. Goes over to Buller. Off the post and in. And it is Jackson Arango. And he ties the game at 4. And the face-off has been won by the Brockville Braves. Up over to Carlon. And that one missed the net. As that one continues into the Raiders' territory. And lots of the goals are in the middle frame. Shot right on, and Brady McEwen was able to make that save. .116 left to go in the second period, and it is tied 4-4. And see if that continues. Bowler now for the Braves. All right, so that one will be called on the icing with 55 seconds left to go in period number 2. Jackson Arango with the goal that tied the game at 4. And the face-off will be to the left of Brady McEwen. All right, there's Josh Reed. He has one of 4 of the PN goals for today's game. 46.6 seconds left to go the second period. There will be a face-off into the right side of Brady McEwen. Yes, and that's right, and they'll have to do that again. And yeah, I guess some of the crowd doesn't like the sound of whistles happening over and over again. Shot right on, and that one whistles wide of the net. And over to... Thankfully, nothing will happen out of that. Barrett forward and wanting to get a call, but he doesn't get one. And it's Aiden Carlone now for the Braves. There's McEwen. There's 10 seconds left, and the Braves have time for only this rush. And that will just about do it for this second period. And the second period ends in a 4-4 tie. Wow. Just think about it. Josh Reed getting a goal in this second period, as well as Brandon Reinich. Okay. And Jackson Arango. That's the goal that tied the game at 4 goals apiece. And this may be the highest scoring second period of the season. And, well, for either side, that is. And we'll just have to wait for these two teams to get off the ice, and they will do that right now. All right, so the Raiders' next home game, the Raiders' next game will be on Sunday, October 8th, and it will be against the Navin Grads. And it will be at the Bell Sensplex Canadian Tire Arena as part of day 1 of the CCHL Showcase. Okay. And I think there was only one penalty being called on that second period, and the Raiders had a great chance to capitalize, but I mean, you can't score on them all, and you gotta tip your hat to the Raiders on that second period. And it's really nice to see that there's some goals in the middle frame. Okay, so providing play-by-play for today's game is Romano DeFranco, and that's me. And we'll take a break for the second period intermission. When we come back on, we'll have the call for the third period. And we will see you then. Hello, everybody. We would like to welcome you back to Alan J. McDonald, number 2. And today's game features the Nepean Raiders and the Brockville Braves. I'm Romano DeFranco, and I am providing play-by-play for the game. After 40 minutes of play, it is 4-4. All right, so the Raiders are looking to win their first game of the season. And as a matter of fact, both, I think the Raiders and the Braves, this is a game that features both teams that are looking to win their first game of the season. Great, Papineau will win the face-off. Yep, he has 3 goals on the, 2 goals of the afternoon. Sorry about that, folks. I just have to correct myself. 8 seconds left to 8 seconds into this third period. You have a face-off to the left side as Saint Spaniel will hang on. Right. So we're early days into our young season as Raiders will win the face-off again. Here's Rainish, who also has one of 4 Nepean goals today. The shot, and McEwen makes a save, and that was a nice save he made off of Owen Watson. That's the former Smiths Falls Bear. Here's Nick Papineau now for the Raiders. The shot, and Spaniel will make the save off of Kendall Geyer. And also, as play will continue, as Kendall Geyer, Megaletta over to Brandon Reinich. Having that briefly was Eccleston. And Sinani, he was pushed in over a little bit. Sinani and drops that one to Colhane. The shot right on, and that one goes up and high. With 18:42 left to go in the third period. Score is 4-4. All right. Face-off has been won by the Raiders. Over to Colhane. Ooh, that's a giveaway as it goes in by John Lumsden. Dylan Perron over to Lumsden. Shot right on! And I think Spaniel got a piece of this one. There's Riley Streska now for the Raiders. And here's Dylan Perron. And that one will be sent back to Barrett for the Braves. Colhane, the captain for the Braves. Dixon over to Colhane. As either side will finish up their line change. And Blake Layday, one of the experienced defensemen. And this one, over to Perron, the Sturgeon, and that one should have had some velocity. There's Caleb McCauley. Yeah, I think Caleb McCauley got the only penalty of that second period. Yes, that's what I recall for that second period, so yeah. There's Spaniel's out to play the puck for the Brockville Braves. And here's McLean. Goes over to Gabe Williams. Goes over to Blade McLean. Over to Bell. Bell was there to get that for the Raiders. Sturgeon now for the Raiders. And drops it back to McCauley. Over to Gabe Williams. And he'll send this one in behind the Raiders' net. And Curtis Sturgeon. And that one will go back in behind the Raiders' net. And McEwen goes back over to Blake Power. Whoa! It's a dangerous scoring chance for the Braves, and nothing bad will happen out of that. All right. Goes back to Kendall Geyer. Goes over to Peter Friel. Friel takes a shot, and that one goes back to Michaeletta. Marty Michaeletta. And the puck battle continues in favor of the Raiders. Friel goes up into Blake Power. So 4 minutes in to this third period, and it's 4-4. Maury, the shot, and that one's blocked by Geyer. There's Nick Holben. Holben with his first career CCHL goal. And on a delayed offside, and that one is waved off. Friel over to Reed. Josh Reed, he has 6 points in 6 games played. And this one being their 6th outing. Here's Papineau now for the Raiders as he's being watched in by Aiden Corlin. And I think he assisted on the Brendan Reinish goal. Goes up over to Josh Reed. Over to John Lumsden. Lumsden takes a shot, and that one goes nowhere near the Brockville net. And that one goes over to Caden Bowler. Over to Zach Benieres, and that one was just wide. And that one is blocked. Caleb McCauley, that one with a pad save made by Brady McEwen. As Lumsden now looking back over to William Dixon. And over to John Lumsden. And he'll dump that one into the Brockville zone. He goes back to the bench. Here's Culhane. Over to Bell. Seamus Lockhart now for the Raiders. 6 minutes have gone by, and it's 4-4. And Eccleston with 2 goals on the afternoon. Oh, and missing that one was Lucas Culhane. Culhane now for the Brockville Braves. Whoa! And now we heard a loud whistle from the referee, or a loud voice, and that is. Or McEwen. Lockhart. And it's still in Nepean territory. That's Liam Cardiff. He's now in battle with Riley Streska. And that one missed the net. Blake Power, that one was blocked. It's dropped back. Over to Blake Power. Watching him was Kendall Geyer. There's Megaletta now for the Raiders. Shot right on. McEwen makes a save. Rebound! Oh my God, what a save made by Brady McEwen! And play continues, and clearing that one was Kendall Geyer. Some big saves made by Brady McEwen. And he's out there to bail his team out again. Megaletta now for the Raiders, and that one will be an offside. And with 12:31 left to go in the third period, it is still a 4-4 game. And Raiders will win the face-off. And Nick Sinani now, and that one is stopped by Spaniel. And goes back to Lance Brown. That one goes back to Brockville territory. There's Barrett now for the Braves. Oh, there's Layden McLean who assisted on the Reed goal, and missing the net was Nick Sinani. Nick Rubin now for the Raiders. Spaniel now for the Braves. And he'll get back in. Goes over Spencer Stokes now. And Stokes now. And whoa, a big hit by Nick Holben. Here's Hackler now for the Raiders. And that one is icing with 11:26 left to go in this third period. It's still 4-4. And the Raiders will win the face-off. And there's Owen Watson now for the Braves. Comes across, and that one is turned. That was taken away by Josh Reed. Nick Papineau over to Brandon Reinish. And that one is missed the net. Lockhart. Oh, that was delayed offside as the Raiders will get back. Reinish now for the Raiders. And that one, and diving back in was Zane Spaniel. And he'll hang on with 10:58 left to go in the third period. It is 4-4. Real shot, right? That one missed the net. Goes over to Culhane, and that will be tipped up. And with 10:45 left to go in the third period, 4-4. And I think Sandra Ianni is having her birthday today. So yeah, a special shout out to her. And goes over to that one in. Lucas Culhane now for the Braves. Takes a shot, and I think McEwen may have gotten a piece of that one. Shot again, and that one is blocked. Hackler now for the Raiders. And goes back over to Lucas Culhane now for the Braves. Culhane. Oh, gets tied in by Kendall Geyer. Over the power. And no credit for a shot on goal on that rip. And there is going to be a penalty coming up to the Braves. As McEwen, he briefly goes on to the bench. And going to the penalty box is Caden Buller. And this will be the Raiders' second chance on the power play. And they're looking to break the tie. Can they do it? Only time will tell. Shot right on, and that one is blocked. Here's Layden McLean now for the Raiders. Over to Marty Malagata. Over to McLean. McLean shot, and Spaniel will make the save. And with a minute 30 left to go in this Raiders power play. Layden McLean now for the Raiders. And off. Josh Reed. Oh, and it goes tumbling in behind the Brockville net. Shot, and that one will stay in play. There's Nick Holben now for the Raiders. McLean. Magalata. Magalata takes a shot, and that one is whistled wide of the net. Magalata. And 54 seconds left to go in the Raiders power play. That'll be touched offside. It is 4-4. I don't know. Can you smell overtime coming up? I know I am. Seamus Lockhart now for the Raiders. Over to Papineau. And as the puck battle continues in the Brockville territory, Rainish over to Seamus Lockhart. He could not complete the pass. And with 30 seconds left to go to the Raiders power play, Papineau. And yeah, Papineau, he ended up scoring that one on the Rocket against the Navin Grads. And that one goes back to Nepean territory. And that will be touched for offside with 8:07 left to go in the third period. And it is tied 4-4. And we heard some banging from Seamus Lockhart. Kendall Geyer now for the Raiders. Geyer over the Friel and up high. Hackler, as he's in battle now for Caleb McCauley. And they all whack at it. And John Lumsden now for the Raiders takes a shot, and there is going to be another penalty call to the Brockville Braves, and I think we saw Brady McEwen leave his net temporarily. And Caleb McCauley will go to the box. And the Raiders will go back to the power play. Okay, and we wait and see on the. I'm not so sure what the referees are doing. So, right, nonetheless, the Raiders will go on the power play. McLean with the shot right on, and Spaniel will make the save. Over to Nick Sinani now for the Raiders. Rubin over to Sinani. Wayne McLean. Back over to Sinani. Takes a shot, and Spanioli will make the save. And he'll hang on with 7:10 left to go in this third period. It is tied 4-4. Raiders win the face-off. Magdalena over to McLean. Leighton McLean now for the Raiders. Goes over to Marty Magdalena. And watching him was Zach Benieres. Sinani now. And so wait. Over to Leighton McLean. Back to Sinani. Sinani shooting! And that one goes off the blocker of Spaniol. Yes, Magdalena now, shot, and Spaniol will hang on with 6:31 left to go in this third period. 4-4. Raiders with the face-off. Lockhart over to Rainish. Back over to Seamus Lockhart. Over to Rainish again. Takes the shot, and Spaniol will make the save. And he'll hang on with 37 seconds left to go to the penalty to Caleb McCauley. Brockville will win the face-off. Here's Papineau now for the Raiders. He's a native of Gatineau, Quebec. Sturgeon, Creel, and offside head will be waved off. And goes up and out of play. Oh, I think we got some fans here in that race. The puck, and whoever won it, you should win yourself a prize. All right, the face-off will be to the right side of Zane Spaniel. Holden will win the face-off. William McLean, and we will reset the face-off. Also, keep in mind, as for the Raiders' schedule for the showcase, they will be facing the Pembroke Lumber Kings and the Carleton Place Canadians. One of them will be at the two of those games will be at the Bell Sensplex, one at Ridgecraft Sensplex in Gloucester. Shot right on, and the penalty to Caleb Matthews had expired. Excuse me, it's Macaulay, my bad. Puck battle will continue in behind the Oakville territory. Goes over to Zach Benieres. He eliminates that scoring chance, and there's going to be an interference penalty being called on the play, and it will go to the Raiders as Nick Holden, John Lumsden will go off, and the Raiders who killed off one penalty, they'll have to do it again. Goes over to Nagaleta. Culhane. Over to Cardiff. Drops it back to Barrett. Watson. Barrett. Back to Watson. Watson takes the shot, and could not finding it was Aiden Corlin. Nick Holden now for the Raiders. Oh, as it was ruled off by a high stick with 1:30 left to go into the penalty to John Lumsden. Braves win the face-off. All right, as Peter Friel being chased by Liam Cardiff. As we all go for a scramble at it, but where's the puck? We finally found that, and then Lucas Culhane for the Braves. Culhane, oh, and a big hit by Kendall Geyer. Goes it back to Barrett. And have to go back was Lucas Culhane. Over to Barrett now for the Braves. Barrett. And that one was held off. And now Owen Watson will have that. Watson over to Barrett. Takes the shot, and McEwen makes the save. That one goes over to Owen Watson. Watson back to Barrett. They have time if only if all goes well. And goes cleared in by Nick Holden. And once again, the Raiders will kill off the penalty to John Lumsden. And once again, the Raiders penalty kill comes up clutch as and we'll go back to Will Dixon now. Sturgeon. Curtis Sturgeon. He has a goal and 2 assists on the year. Could not find the net. And here's Nick Holben. And he's in by Liam Reed. Nick Holben. And goes back to Liam Reed. Over to Caden Bowler. He's been to the box already. Sturgeon. And that one missed the net. And Curtis Sturgeon's going to be 20 years old next year. As Marty Magalata up over to Leighton McLean. Up and over, back to Leighton McLean. 2 minutes left to go in this third period. And the game is tied 4-4. And Jackson Arango got the most recent goal. That happened like way back in the second period. Icing call with 1:46 left to go in the third period. It is 4-4. Oh, okay, so timeout's being called, and so we just heard from the PA announcer the Raiders are calling a timeout as Jared DeFazio is trying to rally his troops and make sure they're well prepared for the latter stages of regulation, and we'll have to wait and see what happens then. All right, so the Raiders have used their timeout. Face-off has been won. Here's Reed. Goes back over the shot, and that one missed the net. Missing that was Aiden Corlin. Here's Leighton McLean. Goes around Culhane. Over to Josh Reed. Oh, they got to get back on a delayed offside. Here's Culhane now for the Braves. Over to Curtis Sturgeon now. So that one, it's a race for it, and Nick Papineau will beat it. Oh, and they all go tumbling in behind the Brockville territory. Magaleta. Ooh, some dangerous plays in their own end of the rink. Goes over to Eccleston. Eccleston, he's trying to get his third goal of the game, and that one, Seamus Lockhart interferes with that. 25 seconds now as Raiders are hoping to break that tie. Goes up over to Blake Power. Nick Papineau now for the Raiders. Goes over to Nick Holben. And the Raiders have time for only this rush. And not that it matters much because we're certainly going to overtime here at Allen J. McDonald 2. All right, so we're about to get set for this overtime period. And Jared DeFazio has to tip his hat to the Raiders for not allowing the Braves to generate any scoring chances in those latter half stages of regulation. Right, so it will be a 3-on-3 overtime. And with the score tied in overtime, we are looking for just one. As Lucas Culhane now for the Braves. Wait and see. Oh, that one. Megaletta is looking for somebody to pass to, or he'll make his move his own. Oh, and that one is turned over by Barrett. Goes over to Carlone. Over to Barrett, and he missed that pass. And here's Carlone now for the Braves. And that one goes back to... And what a nice move by Nick Papineau, looking to end it, and he scores! Nick Papineau going in solo, and the Nepean Raiders win this one in overtime! Unbelievable! Wow! And the Nepean Raiders have handed the Brockville Braves their 6th consecutive loss, and the Nepean Raiders win their first game of the season, and they salute the crowd. All right. So, yep, Nick Papineau will get a hug from his head coach, Jared DeFazio. Scores a big goal. And Papineau now has 4 goals of the season. Brady McEwen gets his first win of the season and his first as a Nepean Raider. And the Raiders win 5-4. All right, so like I said before, the Nepean Raiders' next game will be in a week from now, as they will take on the Navin Grads for this day 1 of the CCHL Showcase. And from all of us here at the Alan J. McDonald #2, have a great night, guys.